They had the gala night to announce the grand winners, which was good. It was really, really nice. You know, they had the Moroccan Federation, and I think like even the king had organized this. They did it last year when it was in Rabat. That was huge. They had like fireworks going and everything because it was outside. This one was in like a big ballroom. A lot of athletes and coaches and referees went, and then there's all these other politicians and the
Your usual
the
gala.
formalities of a gala
Yeah.
that were there. It was like we have this person announcing the award, and then we have another person that's presenting the award, and then another person, and then we're like, oh man,
Just so everybody can feel special.
yeah,
sort of thing.
which is it's nice, and it was good to see all the athletes there, not in like a national tracksuit or a karate gi. So,
Sure.
I think it's a great thing to have, and it's I'd assume it'd be great for the Moroccan Karate Federation just to host that and make all these relationships about people just being involved.
They announced it there. They said, the next Premier League season will be the same countries, I think, including Morocco being the last stop and having the gala night again. So
Is that right?
I think that's, it's happened.
It's now
It's now like a thing that they're just doing, they just do such a good job.
Are you happy with those Premier League locations? Like, because you're missing, well, you get Paris, which is fantastic. That's
Paris.
one.
It'll be Paris, Cairo, or I think it'll be Paris, Cairo. Not sure if it'll go back to Antalya, but maybe somewhere else in Turkey.
Yep.
And then Rabat, I think they said it was going to go back to.
Yep.
Obviously, I would love a more
Southern Hemisphere
Hemisphere type thing.
Like even Japan.
It's weird to me that Japan doesn't have one.
Man, when they had it in Japan last year, like the attendance was really bad. I don't know. I think it was around the similar time as like Europeans.
What city do they have it?
It was in Fukuoka.
Okay.
The attendance wasn't that great. There was a lot
so the attendance from the rest of the nations wasn't great.
So they're not going to really go, oh, we'll look after the Australian athletes and put in a Premier League in Japan if no one else is going to go.
Sure.
Well, I mean, I think they should be though.
There should be one.
They should just make a blanket. These are the locations of the Premier League. They're equal for all participation. If you're from Europe and you don't want to make the trip, then that's
Japan's
your
got that like traditional historical, like the Budokan and Okinawa.
Yeah,
I've competed there.
So
Sick
good,
place to compete in.
Yeah, I think just because most athletes are in Europe doesn't mean that the entire karate world should be restricted to Europe.
Well, it's like tour in Africa.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's pretty much Europe. Morocco is like right at the north.
It's all the same sort of line.
Yeah, you're not putting it down in South Africa. Like,
yeah.
Well, I bet if you did, the attendance would be terrible as well.
Well, they did the one in Dublin last year.
Yeah.
So I mean, a little bit different, but
still Europe. I want Japan, and I want Pan America as well.
It's crazy to me there's not one in Asia.
Yeah, it is pretty nuts actually. Yeah.
Japan, it is undoubtedly the home country of the sport.
Yeah.
You think it deserves a Premier League?
And there were 4 Premier Leagues this year?
Yeah.
Only 4. Yeah. You feel like there should be more than 4 Premier Leagues in a year?
Well, it's like how many Grand Slams of tennis you got? 5?
4.
Fair enough.
Plus the end of year Masters is a pretty big deal.
How many Formula 1 races do you have?
Yeah,
like 20.
Mate, they're racing every couple of weeks.
Maybe we should be.
Who's paying for that?
They do 2 or 3 in a row sometimes.
Yeah, they do. It's pretty crazy.
So you think 4 is enough?
Maybe 5 would be good if they had the same ones and then they just added an extra one, like you said in Asia. That was just more accessible for this side of the world. Maybe they add one in Pan America. Imagine one in Brazil. Well, they have one in Chile, a Series A.
Yeah.
They have Series A's everywhere, but I mean, you want the Premier League to be. It's hard when the top 32 countries that are competing regularly, they're majority in that sort of same section. But I think it is important to have an Asian Premier League. Anyway, we can't really make those decisions, can we?
Not at all. Maybe we can influence them. Jokes.
What are the 5 steps to get this done?
Exactly. We don't have another half an hour of the pod, mate.
Yeah.
I can't.
Sorry, mate.
Can't start that. You'll just cut me off again.
Still bitter.
Damn. It's
the resentment
justifiably
holds a grudge. Anyway, is there anything else we would like to talk about now, Nathan? That you've got the stage.
All right, one more thing.
All right.
The top we've spoken about it before on a pod. The whole timing of the Premier League, how it's pretty much finishing before the European summer starts. Does it sound like this is going to be the way forward for the rest of the year? Did they say anything about the gala in terms of the dates? Is it going to be the same order or just the same countries?
to be honest, I wasn't really paying attention too much. We didn't eat until like 11:30, so I was starving.
You were hungry.
Yeah, I was very hungry, and then they mentioned something about the Premier League. Anyway, but I
Okay,
think I think it's staying the same.
Mm.
It matches the season really well with the European schedule, and just
It's
these
odd
world
having that like
championships.
Premier League for the first half of the year, and then you don't have anything until the World Championships at the end of
Yeah.
the year.
It is a bit odd not having a Premier League. Like,
It's like having the World Championships at the start of the season.
It's your
Because
big
it's
final
only-
event at
yeah,
the start.
yeah, you're right. It is odd because they're having their break now, and then
Mm.
they're like, all right, let's train for the Worlds.
That is
Yeah,
really
it is
strange.
very weird, I think, but that's what it's always been like.
I guess for fighters, you can't have like a big Premier League a week or two before the Worlds with
Wasn't-
concussion rules and things
Wasn't
like that.
Dublin like a month
September.
before? September, and then the
October.
Worlds was in October.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's something that Aussies need to take into consideration
Yeah,
now, and that's
yeah.
what we mentioned before. Is
Well,
like
yeah.
sometimes maybe we can't afford to be missing these January tournaments.
Yeah, well, I'm having to look at doing Paris next year. You know, just with how tight the schedule is going to be, probably. You know, with
Yeah.
the back or at the start of the year, and there'll be not much going on in the end of the year. So that's something you just got to weigh up, and you got to deal with it.
I can't wait till the full WKF calendar. I think that should be an entire pod episode. Hey, when the WKF calendar comes
I
out.
like that.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that. But no, I'm happy to move on.